Okay, here. It's not started. Now you designed the data warehouse and you loaded the data using the tool called ETL. After that, what? Somebody is missing? Okay. After that, what? After loading the data, your data warehouse is ready with the data. Then what you're going to do? Means what? Okay, your data warehouse means what? It's a combination of schemas, either the star schema or snowflake schema. Assume that we have the star schema here. Okay, there is one star schema, like 4-dimension tables and one fact table. Okay, this is called customer dimension and product dimension. Okay, time dimension and region dimension. Okay, now we have the means count or sales fact table or count fact table, sales fact. Now we are going to find out, okay, total sales happen with respect to one customer and total sales happen with respect to one customer during the month of December 2012, and total sales happen with respect to one product, and total sales happen with respect to one particular region. Okay, means what? This is our star schema which you're having. Now, means what? We designed the star schema and we loaded the data. Okay, we load. Then what is the next? Now every dimension table is having the data. Okay, and fact table is having the data. Then what? Then what you're going to do? Change it to multiple dimension. Why we need to change? Means that our schema is having complete historical information. Then what is the next thing? We need to analyze. We need to find out the result. Okay. Then means what? This is a separate system. Data warehouse is our separate system. Then we are not disturbing the existing system. This is a static system. Either we are loading monthly ones, weekly ones, or whatever the schedule we did it by creating the SSIS packages. We are loading by creating the product table data to the product dimension, customer table data to the customer dimension by adding some more tables, and time data into the time dimension and the region data into the region dimension. Okay, if you have any regions information. If you don't have anything, we will just list out all the regions available in our business. Either the customer area, regions means what? City, state. Okay, either the customer addresses or customer addresses only. We are going to load all the regions data where the customer is purchased some products. Means what? Region is involved in transaction. We collected, now we have the sales fact where we have the total number of sales and the total amount of sales, total tax amount, total customer count, total time count, number of hours, number of days, number of years, everything we have in the fact table. This is our schema. Okay, but every dimension is having its own transaction historical information. No? Its own transaction historical information. Now, my question is that how can you find out which product sold to the customer from New York area in the month of December 2012? That is my question. How can you get the answer? Now you need to write a query by joining 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tables with the fact table. You need to find out the aggregate. Okay, you need to find out the aggregate value or summarized value. Then what is the point? No, we are already writing. We can write the query. No, maybe that query might be a little longer. This query might be a little smaller. Okay, did we do this for this purpose? What is the purpose of doing this? Okay, what is the purpose of using the touch screen in the mobile phones? To do the same phone calling like normal phones? We have extra features available here. Okay, here we are extra information is available. Means what? That information is useful for us for the better analysis. Okay, Okay, it will give the information, or it will give the solution for summarized, comparative, or consolidated information. Summarized means what? Total information. Comparative, I can compare with the customers with the one area to customers with another area, because I have the complete regions information, I have the complete customer historical information, so that I can compare which areas customers are giving us the more business, and which area the more products have been selling. I can compare it based on the years, based on the locations, based on the customers, based on the products. I can compare all. Okay, now I can get the consolidated results. Okay, what was the total amount we got from the last 3 years? Okay, last 2 years, last 1 year, okay, last 5 years. I can get all three different, and for this purpose we designed this system: summarized, consolidated, and comparative results. Then the queries or the questions you are writing, you are asking with respect to of summarized, comparative, and consolidated, those questions you can call it as business intelligence questions. What are those? Business intelligence questions. Now, yes, but do you know how many comparative results we can get it from this schema? Then, do we need to have some mechanism that can evaluate all possible summarized, consolidated, and comparative information from this structure? Means what? I want to create one more set of information or one more repository from this schema. Okay, from this schema where I can get I need one single repository where I can get complete summarized and consolidated and comparative results in one set or one repository, one database, or in one set, so that I can get all the results, not even writing, just extracting the information. Here I have the information, but what is the information here? It is the customer's information, historical, but each entity is its own historical information I have. Then if I want the consolidated information with respect to of another entities, what do I need to do? I need to join again. Then I need to write the queries again. Okay, I need to write the queries again. So I can write it, not a problem. But what I want some more speed up in the analysis process, some more betterment in the analysis process. What I want is that I can think about some existing logic, but I want what are the different analysis is possible from the schema. I need to develop some kind of a mechanism to find out, okay, all possible analysis from that schema. Then how can I do it? For example, okay, if something is happening onto your body or your skill or something, okay, some raining is, it's raining, or okay, something is happening, and immediately what you need to do, you started to run. Okay, but are you going to think I need to run when the rain is somebody is training you? When the rain is coming, you have to run, or you have to go, or somebody want to play in the rain, they will play. Because your brain is naturally programmed using the intelligence called natural intelligence. Is that true or not? If something is burning, you will stop it. Okay, something is hurting, okay, you will get some pain. Anywhere in the body, you will get some pain. If it is not doing, means what? There is some problem in the programming. Okay, consult the engineer. Who is that? Doctor. Okay, means that unless the programming is not working properly, your body is just a hardware. Is that true or not? Like a statue, what is the difference between if your brain is not programmed? You can create the wax statues are there. Okay, you can even creating the statues with the real skin. Everything is, if there is no programming is there, no use. Okay, like that you might say, my hand is paralyzed. Means what? Still I have the hand, I have the skin, blood circulation is there, everything is there. But I cannot do any program. That's why I'm using, means what? The brain program, that part of hand program is corrupted. I'm telling you, okay, they take it lightly. Means what? There is some program in the natural intelligence of your brain. The person. Like that, your computer is there. If there is no operating system, what is the use of this? I can use it like a mirror. Is that true or not? Like mobile phone. If there is no operating system, what I can do? I can use it like paperweight. Okay, then what is the operating system for this pen? What is the operating system for this pen? Ink is a hardware. Ink is a tool. User is also the person using. What is the operating system? If I am giving the pen to 2 years old kid, what you will do? The ball is also hardware. If I am giving this pen to 2 years old kid, what he will do? Play with it, because he don't know how to write. Then what is the operating system? How to write is operating system. Okay, how to write is the operating system. If you don't know that operating system, then this is simply hardware. Like every material, then how to use is the operating system. Okay, or else operating system is that it is just an interface to hardware to the human interaction. Hardware to the user, or you can call it as user. Okay, the user might be human being or animal or anything. Okay, then that is called operating system. Then how that operating system is developed? It is automatically developing. Means what? Somebody is implementing some kind of a programming in it. Like ink has to flow from here to here, then ball has to be used to roll when you are writing, and it will, okay, it will lay out all the ink on the paper. That is called programming. Means what? Some kind of a mechanism is implementing in this pen. Okay, but what they are using? They are treating that pen is like active. If you are implementing that, or else this is just like a stick. It is just like a stick. Okay, then means what? Then they are implementing the artificial intelligence into this pen. Is that true or not? Okay, any hardware, if it is you are using, means what? You are implementing artificial intelligence. For that, for our body parts, we don't need to implement any artificial intelligence. They are naturally programmed using the concept called natural intelligence, and everything is happening using the artificial intelligence. You are implementing the intelligence artificially. Like every computer program, every operating system develops based on the concept called what? Artificial. Okay. Somebody change the settings of our settings. Okay, not a problem. Linai, are you with me? Linai, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, I didn't hear you like almost for a minute, like you.
Oh, sorry about it. Okay. Okay, you can immediately give me a call. Okay, just ring me. Okay. Now, that is called artificial intelligence. Like that, here is also I have entire information in my system, but the information cannot give by itself all the information. Now what I want to do is that I want to implement some kind of an intelligence in this schema. Whatever the schema available for me, I want to implement some kind of a intelligence into this available information or on the data warehouse. By implementing the some intelligence, I want to develop a new system or new repository. Okay, that should give all the analytical results just like this. SSDS. Wait. Just like this. Okay. Then that intelligence we are implementing on this system is called business intelligence. What is that? Business intelligence. Why I am calling it as a business intelligence means what? Okay, I am developing a program in a such a way that it has to give me the summarized, consolidated, and comparative results. Okay, for the business system. Human body is a human system. Okay, that's why you are calling natural system. Nobody is developing it. It's a naturally becoming. That's why we are calling natural intelligence. It's a hardware, artificial. Okay, here this system is doing some kind of a business system. What is the difference between natural system and business system? Why are you calling it a business? What is the actual definition of a business? What is the actual definition of a business?
Service.
Business not always makes a profit.
Service.
Service is one way only. Simple definition, input outputs, give and take is called business. Okay? If you are doing only one way, that's called service. Okay? Then give and take is called what? Business. Simple. If you can have the very large definition, but the business is having only one definition, people might tell you the mind your own business. Means what? Are you running any business? Means that you are not going to get anything out of it. Okay? You are not going to get anything out of it. Just keep away. Okay? I'm not explaining the meaning of that one. Just it. Business means what? If there is an input, there should be output. Then you can call that process as business. Then business system means what? Wherever the information is flowing in a system, where you have the input of the information, then wherever you are going to get the output from that one. That is called business. Then this system, we are inputting something and we are getting something from that system. That's why you are calling it a business system. Then I will need to implement some kind of intelligence to get summarized, consolidated and comparative information or analytical information from this system. That's the reason I need to implement some kind of intelligence called business intelligence. Then by implementing the business intelligence, okay, I need to develop a new system, okay, or new repository or new database. That database is called Cube. Or you can call it as decision support system. Okay, then we need to use some kind of a tools to implement that kind of a mechanism or business intelligence. Those tools are called what? Business intelligence tool. Then one of the business intelligence tool we are going to use is what? Then after developing that one, you can call it as cube. Why you are calling it as a cube means what? It will have the complete multi-dimensional information. If you consider any part of the information which will have the consolidated, comparative and immediate result of all these dimensions available in this schema. Okay, then we are going to develop the cube using the SQL Server analysis services. Means what? We are going to implement the business intelligence by using the tool called SQL Server analysis services. Like that, we have another BI tools. Okay, after developing the data warehouse, you can use any business intelligence tools. Okay, business intelligence tool is not used to develop the data warehouse. It will be used after developing the data warehouse, okay, to develop one kind of a repository. Here in SQL Server, you can call it as a cube. In Cognos, you can call it as a repository. In another SAP, you can call it as SAP system or SAP analytical system or SAP. Some kind of a name is there in SAP system. Okay. Everywhere you will call different names. Here in SQL Server, you will call it as what? Cube. But itself is a different database. But here, you are creating a one schema, which might be one schema or multiple schema. You are calling it as OLAP system. And using the OLAP system, you are implementing the business intelligence and you are creating one more single system, single repository, where each and every part of the information is summarized, consolidated and comparative information in this system. That system you can call it as OLAP system. What is that? Multi-dimensional OLAP system. Actually, OLAP is a multi-dimensional, but you are implementing one multi-dimensional OLAP system is called what? MOLAP system, or you can call it as MOLAP cube. Okay? MOLAP. Just add M to the OLAP. Okay? Multi-dimensional online analytical processing system. Okay? Now, here, then we are going to develop the cube. Now, then we are going to learn, okay, how to browse the cube. How to browse the cube. Okay, there are tools to use to browse the cube. Is called, the basic tool is Microsoft Excel, okay, and the SQL Server reporting services, and we are going to know about SharePoint. Okay, Then three different, the popularly used tool is the Microsoft Excel and SQL Server reporting services to browse the cube. Okay, or to SSRS to develop the reports from the cube and the Excel sheet to browse the cube to view the results from the cube. Now we are going to use. Remember guys, this is not first day process. First you need to have the OLTP system. From the OLTP system, you need, OLTP system means what? Some kind of a ER diagram. Okay, some kind of ER diagram. Then you need to develop the schema, okay, data warehouse. After developing the schema, you need to load the data using the ETL into the data warehouse. Okay, after loading the data, then you can use the any business intelligence tool to develop the repository called cube. Here we are using SSAS to develop the cube. After developing the cube, you can do that. And remember one more thing. Okay, whatever the changes you are doing in the design here will not be affected here automatically. Okay, and whatever the design changes you are doing in the cube schema will not be affected automatically in the cube. Means what? You need to load the appropriate data using ETL. Okay, and after loading the data, then that repository will have summarized information. Okay, then this called, you can call it as cube processing. You can call the word called cube processing, where you are adding more information to the cube whenever the new information added to the data warehouse. Okay, that's what we are going to do it here using the analysis services. Now, yes, like any other business intelligence tool or Visual Studio tool, then we are going to go through the business intelligence development studio here. Okay, here you need to know, okay, how exactly we need to start this process. What kind of a cube we need to develop? How many cubes we need to develop? Do we need to develop only one cube for every analysis, or do we need to develop separate cube for separate analysis? Then you cannot do just like that. You need to know what is the purpose of developing the cube. What is the purpose of developing the cube? Okay, what is the purpose of that? Whatever we discussed here, it is there. Okay, then we are going to get the business intelligence queries, okay, related to summarized information, comparative and consolidated information we are going to get out from the cube. Okay, now we are going to use the benefits of the OLAP and OLTP is already we discussed it. What is the difference between OLTP system and OLAP system, where we have the historical data and we need to develop the cube. After developing cube, we need to use the analysis services clients or cube browser to browse the cube. Okay, that's what we are going to do now here. Now, this is your OLTP system, where you have the ER diagram, where the information is highly normalized, okay, modeled for fast, efficient changes. Means what? For updates, okay. Then the multi-level aggregations, group-wise, and reporting is not that easy, or pivoting is not that easy from that one. Okay. And now, then we are going to develop a schema, either the star schema, or we are going to develop a snowflake schema. Then we are going to use the ETL tool to load the data from the OLTP systems to OLAP system. Okay, data warehouse. Data warehouse is combination of multiple schemas. Okay, either one schema will include the information of one perfect analysis, or one way of analysis, one subject oriented analysis. Okay, now then, okay, then from that we are going to use that, where the schema is containing dimensions and fact tables, and we are going to develop the cube using the SQL Server analysis services. Okay, SQL, where the cube will have the multi-dimensional information. Each part of information will contain product information, geographic information, time information, customer information. Means what? Each set of one set, not separate tables and separate thing. One set of information which will contain the consolidated, comparative, and the summarized information in one repository. That repository we are going to call it as cube. Okay, now from either we can develop the cube from star schema, or we can develop the cube from snowflake schema. We are going to have the cube with multi-dimensional structure. Okay, unfortunately we cannot display the multi-dimensional. Physically we can display only 3-dimensional structure, but if you go dig into that structure, you are going to get the information. Then if you consider one single particle of information which will have the information about multiple dimensions. Okay, it will have the dates information, it will have the customer information, time information, product information. And if you're dragging or if you're considering that information, you're going to get the analytical results. Okay, comparative consolidated results from that one. Okay, now, yes, that process we are not going to do in one step. First, we need to have the operational data, means what? Okay, OLTP system, there should some transaction should run. Okay, then after that we need to develop using that OLTP system the way you want to do the analysis, the type of decisions you want to take. You need to design the data warehouse, then load the data into the data warehouse using the ETL tools or data transformation services tools, then develop the cube, then browse the cube. Okay, then how to decide what kind of cube we need to develop. Okay, well, our data warehouse might contain 10 schemas. Then which schema I need to use to develop the cube? Can I develop the cube using multiple schemas? Yes, but what is the purpose? Okay, then what is the purpose? Are you going to develop the cube for what? Okay, for example, your organization is having the multiple branches and multiple branches are having multiple heads. Okay, then they want generally who want to take the decisions? Head of the branches, no? Head of the departments, head of the branches, head of the organization, or head of the business, or business owners. You can simply call them stakeholders or business owners. If they want to take the decision, okay, then if one person want to take the decision on entire business, then means what? Then you need to include the entire schemas involved in that business. And then each department is responsible to take the decision of their own department analysis, their own department process. Then you need to develop the team-wise schemas, okay, like that either you are developing for personal use or organizational use. For example, if you are developing the personal use, then you need to develop only one data warehouse and you can develop the cube from the data warehouse and you can give him the access on the Excel sheet, see this result. Okay, one schema, one cube, one browser for personal use. You don't need to tell them that, oh, go to this schema for this result, go to this schema for this result, one entire. But if it is an organizational result, okay, what you need to do? Okay, then instead of doing the same thing again and again, then you can develop the multiple data marts. You can split up the multiple schemas from the single data warehouse. Okay, for each schema you can consider as a one subset of data warehouse or schema or data mart. Then develop the cube for each schema. Then give them the access to browse the schema. Okay, either the SharePoint cube browser, in short. If many people are using, you can give it on the SharePoint so that many people can log in onto the SharePoint instead of giving each separate Excel sheet to them. Okay, you can do that one. Okay, depending upon the purpose, either you are doing for organizational purpose or personal. Personal, you can develop one consolidated system or you can call it as hybrid cube. What you can call it as? Hybrid cube, where you have the entire information of organization together in one schema, or you can call it as OLAP. Just terminology. Okay, OLAP means what? Hybrid OLAP. What is the meaning of hybrid? Maximum information in single area is called hybrid. Is it correct or not? Maximum information. What you call hybrid car? Hybrid means what?
It's combination.
Multiple information means what? Maximum information in a small amount of area, or that's called hybrid. Okay. Now hybrid OLAP, wherever you use the hybrid word, hybrid trees, hybrid means what? Multiple things. Okay. Everything together in one product is called hybrid. Okay. Now we can develop depending on the purpose, but you need to remember one important thing in database, means what? Cube development. Here we are calling database means what? The cube, analytical cube or decision support system. Now here you have the three different databases. One is OLTP is a database, OLAP is a database, cube is again is our database. Okay, but you are developing one after another. First, you need to have the data warehouse design. Then after that, you can remember here. Then developing the dimension means what? Loading the information into the dimension table or schemas. Then develop the cube using the any BI tool. Okay. Then, for example, for your own analysis, you can add your own calculations. Then you can deploy it on the server. Okay, the SharePoint server, normal reporting server, or and the Excel folder, whatever it is. But here you need to remember one thing. Okay, here there are some arrows are here. Okay, after deploying the cube, you can change the calculations. No problem. Okay, again you can redevelop the cube. You can, no problem. And you can load the new data into this. But whenever you are loading new data, then again you need to do this step here. And whenever you are developing means what changing, then you need to do from here. Adding the new calculation, then again you need to deploy it again. Okay, this will not, the information cannot be populated automatically because the information inside the cube is not detailed information. It's a summarized, consolidated information. When you're adding one more row, also you need to do it here. But unfortunately, if you're changing the design of the data warehouse, this cube will not work further. Again, you need to do from first step onwards. That you need to remember. Okay, after designing the schema, okay, then means what? After designing the schema, weekly once you can load into new data, no? But one cube will not work automatically. The new data will not be entered into the cube. That you need to remember. Then remember what you need to do. Once you load it, again you need to do the calculations or changing calculations. Means on calculations cannot work with on the same data. If the data changes, calculations might changes. Okay, some calculation might work, some calculations might not work. Then means for date-wise calculations. Okay, month-wise calculations. Everything changes, no? No, yeah. You need to do it again. You need to remember these steps. Very important. Okay. Oh, like your tables or like your reporting. Oh, I change the design in the table. Automatically, query will get the changes. View will get the changes. Automatically, that will happen, no? But here, nothing. Because information in every system is in a different structure. Okay, it will not accommodate automatically. Okay, that we are going to work on it here. That's you should remember perfectly. After developing the cube, if you are touching each and every part of information, this 996 is related to geography, related to time, and related to the products. Each set of information will be then complete. The better way to browse the cube in cross-tab format. See, returns in January is 20. Returns in February is 19. Net sales in January is 430. Okay, I'm doing only 1-2 dimensions result only. There might be 3, there might be 4, there might be 5. That we can see in the result here. Okay, now then terminologies you should know is that data source, you can call it as data source file like ds.ds file, like report data source also. Then you have the data source view. Are you going to use the entire data warehouse to develop the cube? You are going to use 1 or 2 schemas, no? The schemas, whatever you selected to develop the cube, load the cube or process the cube is called what? Data source view. What is that? Data source view. Like data, you called as data set in reporting. Here you call it as what? Data source view. Okay. Then you can develop the cube. Then you have the dimension tables and you can apply the permissions on the cube. Okay. You can mention who will. Then you can apply the calculations and everything on this cube, and you can browse. Either you can make it as a reporting database or you can call it as a analysis database. Okay, analysis database. You can use the Excel services or application use like SharePoint to browse the results from the cube or whatever the thing. Then we have the reporting Excel. We'll learn about Excel tool, reporting services, and SharePoint. We'll get brief information about performance point services because not all clients uses the performance points. Okay, we'll know how to use this. Right now, latest version of SharePoint will have the SharePoint and performance point services together in 2013. Okay, until 2010, SharePoint is different from performance point service. Okay, server, PPS server. Both are different. Okay, now we are going to learn. Let us develop the cube. Okay, then where do we need to go? Exactly, SQL Server Analysis Services develop the new project in a BIDS environment called Analysis Service Project. And if somebody developed in another system, you can import it, the cube. You can import the cube into one system. You cannot just copy and paste. Okay? You cannot just copy and paste. You can import the cube. But before developing the cube, one thing you should take care. After developing the cube, you need to have one place to deploy your cube. Okay? Then without deploying, you cannot view the results already. Okay? You should have. Then make sure your IIS, means what, your local host is working properly, or else somebody's web server is working properly, or SharePoint server is working properly. Here we can use the local host. Means what? Open the Internet Explorer, type your computer name, or just type local host. It should be, oh sorry, spelling mistake. Local host, it should display the IIS page. Don't worry, I changed the image by picture here. Okay, default page. Don't tell him. Okay, okay. Then I need to remove that. Okay, you need to get IIS page or okay, Microsoft/web or IIS 8 or 7, not to mesh by. Okay, you not your picture. IIS. What it is saying?
Actually, it was lost. I had an error.
Okay, if you are not getting, means what, your computer doesn't have the Internet Information Services, then you need to install that. How to install? Go to the control panel. Sorry. In the control panel, go to the programs. In the programs, you will find turn Windows features on or off. For whomever it is working, don't worry. Okay, for whom it is not working, you need to install the IIS. Okay, turn the Windows feature on and off, click on it. Because if your version is professional, automatically that will run. If your home premium or business versions, here you can find one Internet Information Services. Might not be selected. Is that true? If it is not working, means what? It is not selected. Select it, click on OK. Select it, click on OK. It will install the IIS features into your computer. Okay, Internet Information Services. Right now it is selected for me. Okay, if I am clicking on it, it will uninstall from my computer. Okay, select it, click it. Don't worry about either you should get tick mark or print. Means what? Only recommended features will be selected, remaining features will not be selected. Okay, not to worry, because we are not going to develop any web applications here right now. Okay, we need basic services. Select it and click on OK. It will take little time to install it. Okay. Then after installation is done, completed, then open your Internet Explorer. Okay. Then open the local host. It should work. If it is still not working, you need to restart your computer. Okay. You need to restart your computer. Then make sure that is that. Now start the Analysis Services project. Okay. First, we need to develop simple cube or sample cube. I'm just naming it. Okay, location, cube or Analysis Service project. Click it on OK. You will get the cube development environment. Same process for 2012, 2008, 2008 R2. Okay, 2012 you might see the Visual Studio 2010. But where are the differences are there, I'll let you know. Now after developing, opening it, you will get the cube development area. Now you have data sources, data source views, cubes, dimensions, mining structures, because we are going to discuss later. Okay, after developing the cube, you need to follow one by one roles. Okay, now first Data source means what? What is the data source here? Your OLTP tables. Data warehouse. Okay. Your data source means what? Your data warehouse, wherever you have dimension table and a fact table. Let us consider AdventureWorks data warehouse. I hope everybody is having AdventureWorks data warehouse. Okay. If anyone is not having, you can download and add the MDF file. Okay. You don't have it? How come? I gave it to everybody, no? DW? Yes, you can download or take it from somebody. Okay. DWR. Then open that one. It will have the multiple dimension table and multiple fact table. But how do we know the schema here? Exactly. Just develop the diagram. You will find out the schema, or somebody has to give you the diagram, schema diagram. Okay. Then the better way to develop the diagram and you can see the schema. Okay. Here. Then you should know what schema. It might contain 1 schema, 2 schemas, 10 schemas. Okay. Now, let us consider one schema, then data sources. Connect the data source. Forget about the no shared data source here. Only data source. Okay. Data source. Now, here in this one, you need to keep on observing the images here. Okay. Now, data source, connect the database. What is our database? I'm connecting to AdventureWorks DW 2008 R2, whatever you have. If you have DW LT, DW 2008, connect it. Okay, I'm connected. Just concentrate here. Okay, first look at me and then you can practice on your side. Okay, I can show you one more time. Okay, open the analysis services from the new project. From the new project, open the analysis services. Okay, then click on it. Okay, after opening the analysis services project, you will get this environment. Okay, now select the first option is data sources. Right click on data sources, create the new data source. Means what? Your data warehouse on which you want to develop. Okay, you need to follow these steps. Okay, you need to collect your dimensional model or data warehouse. Connect the data warehouse. Okay, I'm connecting to 2008 R2. If you don't have it, you can connect the new button and you enter your database server name and you can select the database from the list. Okay, same way you can do it for the reporting and ETL what you do. Now, don't click on finishing. Next, but everywhere you need to save the connection. Either you can give your own username and password, okay, or you can use the service account password, or you can use the credential for the current user, or inherit. What does it mean by inherit? I think we have SQL Server, C++ developer here. What is inherit? What is inheritance? Exactly. Okay, reference from the parent class or parent object. Okay, here inherit means what? Parent permission. Parent permission means what? Okay, if you are using 2012, okay, it might not be called as analysis services project. It might be called as multi-dimensional project. Okay, why you are not asking, man? Oh yeah, tabular, multi-dimensional tabular format. Okay, Lina, you can select multi-dimensional tabular. If you are using SQL 2012, they change the name. Multi-dimensional tabular project. What is that? Enter name. No, not data mining. What is another thing? Yeah, analysis services tabular project. Okay, select that one. Another one is what? There might be 3. What is another one? Okay, you're going back. Okay, you can select analysis services tabular project.
Yeah, there are 3 like analysis service multi-dimensional and
okay, analysis services multi-dimensional. Sorry about it.
And data mining.
Okay, don't select data mining. Analysis services multi-dimensional from 2012. Okay, you can. This is not one-day job, man. This is not one-day job. You should have the data. If your job is started from designing the data warehouse, you need to start from designing the dimension table and fact table. then load the data using the ETL. After data warehouse, okay, tell me the perfect name.
Analysis service multidimensional and data mining.
No, don't select data mining. What is the other one?
Analysis service tabular project.
Another one? There are three, no?
Yeah, import server, like again multidimensional.
Okay, yeah, you confused me. Okay, select the analysis services tabular project. Okay, Linoy, select the analysis services tabular project. Okay, now here, yes, you are not going to get the data warehouse from just like that. Maybe if they are recruiting you directly from developing the cube, then you will have the data warehouse with the data. Okay, and if they don't have, you cannot do the analysis services just like in the first step. Then you should develop the dimensional model, data warehouse, then load the data into the data warehouse, then you will come to this step. Okay? Yes, we are in the 5th week. Okay, we are forgetting whatever we did in last 4 weeks. Okay, everything is continuous here. Okay, then
Test connection.
test connection. Okay, test connection is there. Okay, you have the test connection here. Okay, you can test. If you are giving a new connection, you can test whether your connection is working or not.
What like localhost?
Yes, localhost. Okay, wait a minute, I'll tell you. Okay, 2012 I'll show you. I'll log into your computer and show you. First, let me work on 2008 R2. I'll show you on 2012 too. Okay, now inheriting the permission means what? Whatever the permission I'm using till now, apply it. You can use whatever it is. Okay, but obviously not recommended to use separate permission for you. Okay, either you can use the current user or you can use the inheriting the permissions. Then go to the next step, then give the name of this data source. Okay, sample source. Okay, then this is your connection string. In the real time, what will happen? They might simply send you this link. Okay, they might simply send you this link with the username and password details. Okay, because they don't want to give you the access on that one entire database. It might happen. They might give or they might simply send this link to you. In the reporting also, they might give the access to you to connect or they might send the link to you. Okay, you have to be ready always. Now, then finish the connection. Now you have the data source is ready, .ds file is there. Okay, now are you going to use the entire dimension table and entire schema, all schemas, all fact table and all dimension table? You are going to use one particular schema from that. Now, let us take one data source view. Means what? Selecting the schema. Okay. Now, here you need to remember. See the diagram. What you are selecting? You are selecting the schema from the data warehouse. Okay. Now, yes, same data warehouse. Okay. Sample data source. Here you have also, if you missed it in the last step, you can develop the data source from this step also. Okay. Next. Then it will list out all available dimension table and fact table. But how do we know there is a schema here? How do you know? Then we need to go to the back and you need to find out the schema, all dimension table and fact table in that schema. And there is one simple way also it's there. Okay. Then what is the common center point in the schema? Any schema? Fact table. Then you should know what kind of analysis you want to do. Let us do the financial analysis on adventure work. There is sales analysis, sales fact is there, analysis. There are, check out the fact tables here. Okay. But remember guys, okay, naming convention is very important. And if you are not properly naming your dimension and fact table, really it will be difficult to find out. Then you need to browse each and every table and see. Okay, or else you need to open the table and draw the diagram, or somebody has to explain you, somebody has to tell you, or you should involve in the designing of data warehouse. Okay, unless it is not that easy to find out. Okay, now Lena, are you with me? Okay, means I'm getting the message network connection has been re-established. You got any disturbance?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Okay. If you are using your own laptop, I'll recommend you to disconnect from your wireless, use any cable. Do you have any cable available surrounding you? Network cable working?
Let me check.
Don't change it right now if it is taking time, or next time also. That will recommend it, because wireless in the laptop always will be switch on and switch off. Okay?
Okay.
It is better to use the cable, then you will not get that kind of disturbance.
Okay.
Okay, now just follow it. I'll show you on your computer, logging into your computer using TeamViewer. Okay, but just follow these steps. Okay, concentrate on these steps. Now, let us take the which one fact to finance I want to consider, just add it. How do I know what are the dimension table connected to this fact finance? Then you should go to the fact table, fact finance. Where is the fact finance? Then you can see the what are the foreign keys here. Okay, what are the available or designed foreign keys in the fact finance? Okay, then see, then you need to select manually all these tables. Okay, means what? Dimension account, dimension date, dimension department, dimension organization, dimension scenario. Okay, either you can manually select all these things, or you should know proper schema, or there is one shortcut is there, but this shortcut always will not give you the proper result. Remember, guys. Okay, you should properly know it. Okay, might be there. This shortcut will always give you the star schema. Are you sure it is a star schema? Are you sure it is a star schema? There might be star schema, might not be. Then let us see. Okay, let us take star schema first. Okay, now then after selecting it, then you can use the filter to select. If you have the hundreds of tables, you can use the filters, first name, last name of the tables. You can use the filters to find out. Okay, next, then make sure that all your dimension tables are perfect. Here you need to concentrate on the logos also. Okay, then fact finance, organization, scenario, account, department, group, and dimension date. Yes, name the data source view. Sample source view. Okay, then finish. You can create multiple views also, that's the reason. Now this is your schema. Now tell me, what is this schema? Okay, all the tables here right now it is calling as tables. Okay, all the dimension table are fact tables. See, what is this schema? Star or snowflake? Star. Means what? All dimension table. What is this? Self relationship. Okay, parent and child relationship, like employee ID and manager ID, like that relationship. The parent account and child account, like expenses. After that, food expenses, travel expenses, child accounts. No, okay. Expense is the parent account number. Under that, you have the child accounts called food expense, traveling expenses, like departments. Okay, like sales department is a parent department, and you have the internal sales, domestic sales, international sales. Okay, like that. Child departments, like organizations. Okay, parent organization and child organization. If you have your table like that, you can use it. If you don't have, don't worry. Okay, right now this adventure works, I have the parent and child. Still it is a star schema. This is the attributes, whatever the attributes are connected here, and every one is having the primary key, and fact finance doesn't have the primary key, but it has the foreign keys of all, and you have the measures. Okay, right now. Now you connected the schema. Right. Then what you need to do, you need to go to the next step. What is the next step? Then develop the cube. First thing what you need to do is that you need to add this schema to the cube, then develop the cube. Then first step, new cube. You will get the wizard. Initially the cube is empty. See, the image cube is empty. Now keep on adding here. You want to use the existing table or empty cube? Then any step you can go back and do the first two steps. Okay, already we added the tables, no? Then I can use the existing table. Now these are the existing table. Now what it is asking, select the measure group tables. Now tell me which table is having the group of measures, means what? Measure values. Fact to finance, that is good. But unfortunately, if the people are not mentioning it is a fact table, then how can you find out? In the schema is connecting. You need to go with the schema. And is there any other way to find out?
It has mostly the aggregated functions. I mean, the
Values. Summarized values means what? In terms of what? What kind of values? Numericals. Mostly the fact table contains what? Numerical values. Okay, you can see here. What is that? Primary key is also numericals. Okay, foreign key is also numericals. That's why I'm telling mostly, not 100%. Okay, somebody might use the combination of. See, mostly your fact table might contain the numericals. Okay, I'm just telling you that the way of finding out the fact table, either you can go with the schema or there is one suggest button is there, but it's too dangerous button. Okay, let us see. If I'm clicking on this, if I'm selecting fact finance, that's good. If I'm clicking on this suggest button, what it will do? Date also. Why it is selected date?
Also numericals.
Most of the dates are numericals, no? Okay, date is table also. That's why it selected the date. You should be very careful. Okay, what? Then it will select the which table is having most numericals. It will select automatically. But is it our fact table date is? No, date is not our fact table. It's a dimension table. Okay, now we need to select the fact. That's the reason naming convention is very important. You should have the proper understanding on the schemas. Okay, you cannot just blindly use the system helps. Now you selected the measures. Now remember guys, observe the screen here. Okay, when I'm going to the next step, see it changed the icon for the measures. This is the icon for the measures from now onwards. You need to remember this icon very carefully. Very important also. Okay, this is the icon used for the measures. Yes, I have the finance key, amount and fact count. Okay, I didn't find this one in the table. How come it came here? Because if you don't have it, count means what? The number of rows. Automatically the system generated what? The number of rows. Count means what? The number of rows. Okay, amount means what? This is a distributed amount. Now, next. See the logo for dimension. Okay, icon, or you can call it as logo or icon for the dimension. Then you need to complete it. Now these are the dimension tables. Okay, and we have now we have the list of dimension and fact table. Now we don't need to consider them as a separate tables. These are called dimensions. These are called facts or measures. Okay, entire information together. Okay, group of information. Now the cube name is, you can name it as sample cube. Okay, or SV, whatever it is named. Now finish. Now it will check the relation between the dimension and fact table. If the relations are perfect, it will apply some color to the dimension, some color to the means what? The relation between the dimension and fact table is proper. Then if the relation is not proper, you are going to get the error here. Okay, now here then all the dimension means what? This is the schematic cube, means what? Schema involved in the cube. Okay, means blue color ones are dimension table, yellow color one is a fact table. In 2012 you will not get this color, you will get small color in on the corner. Okay, then this is a schema. Now here see the dimension. These are the dimension. This is a data source view, and here the sample cube you developed. Okay, means what? You inserted. You didn't completed the development. You just considered the schema, and these are the dimension table considered for the cube, and these are the dimension tables involved in the cube. Remember guys, these are the dimension table considered from the source view, and these are the dimension table. What is the difference between, see the logos, icons? These are the dimension table involved in the cube. Okay, this is very important. That will I'll let you know when we are adding and removing the dimensions. Okay, now these are the facts and these are the dimensions. Now here, but defaultly the system cannot add all attributes into the consideration. They will add only primary key attributes. See, primary key or alternate key means what? If any parent-child relationship is there, okay, that key will be added here, but not all attributes. Then, but for better analysis, do we need to have all attributes or not? Do we need to have all attributes or not? Then edit the dimension group. Then you will get, see, we are in the first tab only. Okay, you will get the each and every dimension open. Okay, this is the table actually considered in data source view, and these are the dimension table considered in the cube. What is missing? One column is missing. Drag and put it here if you want. Okay, sometimes you want some columns for analysis, sometimes you don't want some column for some particular analysis. Whatever it is needed, just drag it and save it. Okay, save. Every time you need to save it. Then, okay, initially, not every, means what? Whatever the attributes you created for it, you are not going to use all the attributes for the analysis. Then if you are unnecessarily using that, the cube will have unnecessary summarization. Okay, then you might not use. The cube will be heavily loaded. That's why the system will defaultly make a skeleton with only primary keys. Then whatever the attributes you want, you can add it. Okay, whatever the reason, means what, they develop like this. Okay, now if you are not adding, what will happen? You will get the cube results in the form of primary keys. Can you understand anything with the primary keys? Numbers, no? You cannot actually find out which number is for 2003 year, 2004 year, 2005 year. You cannot actually. Then keep on adding the attributes. Edit dimension. And now, oh, lot of. Do we need to use all? No. I want to use account description and account type. Later we'll see later. Okay. Then save it. Okay. Following objects will also be saved. Yes. Go ahead. Okay. Now saving is important. Everything you need to have patience here. Scenario, there is only one thing is there. Save it. Date. We have lot of columns in the date. Are we going to use all? No. Okay. Then I can take full date. Then I will take English day name. We'll take the day name. Take the day name, English day name or Spanish day name. Anybody is there? Spanish people here? Okay. Because you have to tell me, I don't know the Spanish. Unfortunately, okay. Then I'll take the, you want to take the calendar years or fiscal years? What is the difference between calendar year and fiscal year? Depends upon the country. Okay. Depends upon the country. In India, what is the fiscal year starts from? April to March. Here, Jan to December. Okay, like either you can take calendar year or you can take fiscal year. Semester, quarter, and month. You want to take French, Spanish, or English? English month. Save it. Okay. Now you have organization, edit. Yeah, what you want to take the organization. Okay, you have one currency key here, one foreign key. Okay, let us discuss that on that later. Okay. Now you consider all the dimension. Now next is what? Now you have the schema ready. You have included dimension related for the schema. Next is what? Now what do you want to do? You want to create a repository. Means what? You want to create a cube. This cube should be having the summarized and consolidated and comparative data. Then how can you get that one? Then somebody has to write the queries from the available possible queries on this schema. Okay, that is the reason we are using now. Then let us ask the system to evaluate or establish or write or develop all the possible SQL statements from this schema. Okay, from this schema. Now let us ask it. That is called processing of the queue. Means what? We are creating a repository of summarized information. But before processing, we need to tell the system where you are going to load this. Okay, after processing, where you are going to put this information. For that purpose, you need to give your web browser or local host or shared browser or internet browser or SharePoint location to it. Then go to the properties. Okay, deployment, you need to tell where you want to deploy. Initially, I'm deploying on my local host, or in the real time, you can deploy on the network server, or give the name of the server or IP address of the server or SharePoint server, anything you can give it. Okay, now here I'm deploying on my local host. For that purpose, your local host must work. If your local host is not working, this here it will give the errors in deployment. Okay, okay. Now after it, then either you can select the cube and you can process the cube. Don't click on it immediately. Either you can do it here. Right now we are in first tab only, or we can process the cube from here. Let us process the cube. Then remember the steps in processing the cube. Once you click on the process, first step it will do the deployment. Okay, if you want to do processing of the cube without deploying, okay, you can call it as build the cube. Okay, if you don't want, but the process you can do the deployment. Okay, now I want to process the cube. See, would you like to build and deploy or only build? Deploy means what? You should have the deployment location. Only build means that it will work only here. You cannot show it to anybody. Okay, then let us do it, but in the real time you have to deploy. Then deploy, yes. Then it will start deployment for a process first. Okay, just look at here. Okay, if you are getting the error, I'll solve it one by one. Okay, now deployment process. Deployment is completed. Now the process started. Okay, now you have the many options in the process. Process means what? What exactly the process? You are escalating the cube from the database. Means our schema. Means what? You are asking the system to write all possible queries. SQL statement from that schema. Then what you want to do? You want to do it all dimensions simultaneously or one by one? There are many dimension table and fact table. Is that one by one or simultaneously? Simultaneously, that process order is called parallel. And if you want to change it, you can change the settings. You can do sequential. Sequential means what? One after another. If it is your schema is small, parallel is good. But if your schema is bigger, sequential is good. Okay, you can understand where exactly in which dimension table you are getting the error. That is very important to know. Then ignoring the errors, then all the options are there. Any errors, ignoring the errors or customs error, you can do that. Okay. Okay. Now, then run. Okay. Run it. Then observe what is happening. First, it is executing command. First, consider the sample cube. All dimensions are considered first. Then it will going and processing and start writing the queries. Now it is not started yet. Let us start. It will start. See, queries. It is generating the queries. It will take, depending on the size, it will generate the queries. What it is doing? Simply it is generating the queries. Means what? It is generating the queries, bringing the entire summarized data together and putting together. Means that manually also you can do that. But all what? How many you can write? Then system is doing all possible queries. You need to, data is there in the one dimension, one dimension, one dimension, one dimension. You need to write one summarized query to bring the data together. No? That's what is happening here. Okay? Now, if you are getting any error, that might be very different reasons are there to get the error. If you are successful, you can view the details. Okay? Each and every selection, you can get the queries, what exactly it is there. Okay? Now select one line and select the details. Okay? Now, if you want to process again, you can do the reprocessing. Then close it. Then close it. Now your cube is ready. This cube is what? This cube is what? Processed cube. Let us see the results of the cube. Then you are in the first tab, go to the last tab, browser. This is a default cube browser which is available with your SQL Server 2008 R2 system and 2012. But in 2012, this cube browser will be different than the 2008 and 2008 R2. Okay, here you will get, here the cube results will be better to display in matrix format or cross tab format always, because multi-dimensional row, no? Multiple rows, multiple columns. Okay, now here you have all the measures, all dimensions. Dimensions, see, the icon, and measures, you can see the icon. Measures, fact finance, all the measures. Dimension, each dimension you have it. Okay, if there is any parent-child relationship, that will be known as hierarchy, default hierarchy. Now, you have all the things. If you're not adding all these things, system will not add all these things. Let us take. Then, always this total area is what for what? Measures. The middle area for what? Measures. And you can get the results by row or row by column by doing all this. Okay, for example, if I want to find out what is the total amount transacted in this AdventureWorks financial, select the amount, drop it here. This is the total amount. And if you want to know the total amount with respect to of each year, where are the years? Fiscal year, and select it in the rows. Okay, and if you want to know each year for which department, select the department name, then year by department or department by year. What you want to know? Department by year means what? Drag the department before the year. And if you want year by department, then wherever you want, do it. Now here it is department by year. For corporate department, each year result. And if you want to see the entire results together, not as a drill down, okay? If you want to see, then department name, put it in the column. See, 2006 corporate department, 2006 executive and general department, 2006 administrative department, inventory management, you have all the results. Whatever the way you want, you can add it. Okay, you can add the multiple columns, multiple column groups, and multiple row groups also. Okay, whatever the way you want, you can add it and you can see the result. Okay, you can browse it, and you have the filtering area. I don't want 2008, man. I don't want 2000. Then you can add the fiscal year in this filtering area, and you can filter. Right now it is all selected. I don't. Oh, 2009 and 11 is also there. But how come it is not displaying? Means what? You are telling the system don't display the null values. Then there is a simple don't show empty cells is there. Then show empty cells, you will get all the results. Here, see, these are null, empty cells. Then if you don't want empty cells, just click on it. Okay, you will not get it. Now here filter. I am putting the year here. Then I will have the selection. I don't want 2009, 2008, only 2006 and 7. See the total amount with respect to of 2007. Automatically, I can apply the filter. This is, or else I can apply the multiple filters. Then I can use these conditions. Okay, conditional filters. Then what I can do? Fiscal year, the dimension table. Now you can do the select dimension. If you want to apply the department or fiscal years. Hierarchy means what? Which column, which attribute, years, operator. You want to use a comparison or begins, ranges. I want to know about from 2004 to 2006. Results from 2004 or 2006 to 2007. Then range. Inclusive means what? Between. Then what? Begin with what? 2007 to 2009. See, obviously the result will change automatically. Okay, if I am selecting the years also, you will get 2007. There is no 2009, no? Then if you are opening, show the empty cells, 2009. See, empty one. Okay, you can apply it here. Okay, you can see the, here you can conditional, either what kind of condition you can use it, not equal to in means what? Multiple. Not in, contains means what? Having. Okay, begins with means what? Starting with. Okay, and range, you can write your own MDX. I'll tell you about the MDX. Okay, not to worry. Now this is, you can browse. What happened? People, you can ask your boss to come here and browse the cube. No. Then the next best browsing the cube is what? Excel sheet, Microsoft Excel sheet. But if you are using 2012, you will have one button here, Excel symbol here. Okay, in 2012 you will have one Excel symbol. You can click on that, you can directly go to Excel. All this result will be reflected in the Excel. Okay, that is in 2012 it is available. But you should have the Excel sheet installed in your computer. Okay, Now, in 2008 R2, there is nothing like that. Okay. Now, what we can do, you need to browse the cube using the Excel sheet. Open your Excel sheet. Let us open the new Excel sheet. Okay. You can use the same process in 2007, Excel 2007, Excel 2010, and Excel 2013 as same. Okay. I'm using Excel 2013. You can go to the data window or data tab. Okay, there you will get external data. Then there you have from access, from web, from text, from other sources. Select the other sources. You can get it from SQL Server and you can get it from analysis services. Then select the analysis services. Then server name. Where you deployed your cube? Put the local host. That is the reason the deployment is necessary. Okay. Not only that, if I'm deploying on my local host, if I'm in the same network with you, you can browse from your computer, from your Excel sheet. But I need to give the permission. You need to have the username and password. Okay. Which one? You are using any SQL separate username and password or Windows? Windows. Next. Then it will display the all available cube. Which one is our cube? Sample cube. See sample cube. Okay. Next. You want to save this connection? You can save this. Okay. Or else just finish it. You can apply the password for this connection and everything for the Excel sheet. Then finish it. Once you finish it, it will ask what. Obviously, it is not going to display in. Okay. If you are using the SQL Server database, it will display the table. But here it is. It will start with a pivot table. Means what? Summarized information. No? Always it will be in the pivot table. You want to use a chart or table? Table. Okay. Only with connection. Only don't create it any tables. Only give the connection. You can do it. From which cell you want to do it? You can select the cells. From first cell or any middle of the cells also you can use it. Or open the new sheet also you can do it. Okay. I'm using from this cell. Okay. This is a resulting window. These are the available. But unfortunately, there is no drag and drop in this Excel. What you need, if you want to see the total amount, select the amount. And if you want to see the year wise, then which dimension is having year wise? Fiscal. And click outside. This is your Excel report. If you want to change anything, select the same box. Again, you got the fields. Okay. Then year by semester, quarter, month, day. What happened? This is the actual decision support system. Okay, the people need. Just develop the report, send it to anybody. How much time we need? Clicking time only. No?
Can we do post operation? Post operation chart of data?
Yes, you can develop the chart too. Okay, take the chart. Okay, when your connection, you can take the chart and you can do it. When we selected pivot table, no? You can develop the chart.
Select from that wrapper and then you can send the report.
Send this Excel sheet. That's it, done. Print out. Send it. Okay. You cannot send with the connection. Okay. Connection is only applied on this Excel sheet on this machine only. Okay. You cannot send with connection. Okay. If you are sending with the connection, they will change it.
Watching it doesn't have option to
change it now. If you want to do it, then you have to keep this connection on the SharePoint or wherever accessible area. This is Excel sheet is local computer. No? I will show how to do it. Okay. Then here it is that Excel sheet connection is there. Okay. Now you can apply the filters are there, row filters, common filters. Okay. Everything is available here. Okay. More fields, department wise, where it is department, more fields, department group name. See, September for which department? Okay. For each department, everything on Thursday, how much? Okay. You can print out, you can send a mail, everything you can do.
Technical question, when I can decide to use a cube or not, that depends on the size of the database might be
whenever you want to have the analysis, analytical results quickly, and more analysis from the last years, you need to have the data warehouse, then only you can develop the cube, then only you can use the cube.
If the database is small in size.
Then you can simply write the queries on the database. You need to write this complicated. If you want to get the total amount by year, by department, by year means what? You need to join all the tables to get this report. I'm not telling you are not going to get this result by writing the queries. You can write, but you need to use a bigger logic. Complex queries. Are you writing any complex queries here? Okay? You have to develop like this. Then what I want is that I want you to everybody to develop and deploy the cube on sales fact. Okay? I want you to, but anybody is able to get it, or anybody is getting the error here? Okay, if you are getting any error, let me know, I'll fix that. Okay, now
And one more cube on the
same adventure works. Develop new cube, entirely new cube with the sales fact. Okay, then later I'll let you know about, okay, how to change how to do the advanced options in this cube.
So whenever we create a cube, the view definitely be created as a new view.
Whichever you want to use, this schema or new schema.
Okay.
New schema means what? New view. Okay. Okay. From the same source, new view means new schema. Okay. Yeah, I'll show you. Okay. Linai, can you share your system on the team viewer so that you can also view. Okay, he's remotely, no? Oh, I stopped it. Linai, can you share your system on the team viewer?
Sure, give me this ID. I'm just sending the ID number.
Okay, 1 second. 248-673-592.
And the password.
Now, what is the ID? What is the ID?
248-673-592.
673-592.
That's
Yeah, you can select any. No. Fact internet sales.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, do it with internet sales. Okay, not code. Okay, what is the password?
5009.
5009. Okay, now here let us cancel. Oh, you are in. Oh, your Visual Studio is also 2012. Now you have the analysis services multi-dimensional here. Okay, you need to select here.
But like that one is the mining data too.
This is I am mining too.
Yeah.
Yeah, data mining after creating a cube, you can create the mining. Okay, they implemented okay. Now
Okay.
select that multi-dimensional project. Okay, click it on OK. Now you have the data source views, cubes, dimensions.
Yeah.
Okay. Now select the data sources. You have the data. Okay. You have different window here now. 2012.
Yeah.
Now you have the AdventureWorks data warehouse. Create the new one. Okay. Then can you type the computer name or just type the dot? Okay. Windows Authentication.
Or
Yeah, if you are using 2 instances, you need to type the computer name. Yeah, just if you are using Windows Authentication, just browse for the databases. Yes, AdventureWorks DW 2008 R2. Now test the connection. It's okay. Okay. Now next. Give the permission inherit, or you can give manually also. Next. And this is the connection string. Finish it. Okay. Then you can use the data source views. Okay. Now it's taking the schema from the entire data source. Now select the same tables. Okay. Now selected schema. Now from this one.
finance.
Track to finance I selected, and I'm selecting the related tables. Okay. Now finish. My data source view is also finished. Okay. What happened? Missed it? Fact finance. Yeah. In the select add related tables. Okay. Yeah, you can also manually add. Okay. Then cube. Now include the dimensions and fact into the cube with the existing tables. Now select the dimension measure group. Now once you select the measure group, it will apply the different symbol. Okay, I'm able to see black and white, and that is actually showing black and white. Vinay, on your computer it is black and white?
Yeah.
Oh, how come? Okay. Then select the dimension. These are the measure groups and dimension groups. Now this is measure group and dimension group. Finish it. Okay. Now you have the same blue color and yellow color for the schema. Now add the attributes, department group name, and save it. Okay, and close it. Oh, where is the close button, man? Where is the close?
Close it. Close it.
Close for this window. Is it here or here?
Right here.
Here?
I think here.
Oh, okay. Select. Oh, it's a tab. There is a close in the tab, no? 2012. New. Okay. Select it. Save it. And close it. If you don't want to close also, you can do it. You can all select it, everything, and close together also. Okay. Fiscal year, semester, quarter, English, month name. Okay. Save it. Okay, and Lena, you can add remaining things. Now I'm processing the cube. But before processing the cube, if you are is it working? Can you open the Internet Explorer localhost? IIS 7 is working. IIS 8, it might be 9. Localhost. Type the HTTP : localhost. Yes. Oh, did you install the WAMP? Are you working on PHP?
Yeah, that's. Yeah, not now, but like it's already here.
Oh, wait a minute. That might have created disturbance here. Wait a minute. Okay. I don't know whether WAMP can include one or not. Let us see. Okay. Oh, can you type the Lenai, your computer name? Not localhost. Len PC. Yeah, that is also configured with your WAMP. Let us see. I'm not sure because your local host is occupied with your PHP applications. Now, yes, can you close it? Oh, why it is displaying here?
Why is displaying like this?
Okay. You're opening this. Oh, you closed it? No. Let me stop the screen sharing. Here's my dashboard. Wait. No, wait.